Hello people, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the Coil tool in Autodesk Inventor 2024, and you can use this to make springs and cool geometries like this, and it's a pretty useful tool. I use it often. So let's get into it. Alright, to start this off, we're going to start on our intro page, and we're going to come over to the new option over here. We're going to go down to English, or ENUS, and go to English or metric. Metric if you want to use millimeters, English if you want to use inches. I'm going to use inches and click on standard inch.ipt. Click create, and that will open a new model, or new part file. Now we can go up to the top left over here and start a new 2D sketch. And we can click on any of these planes. I'm going to click on the XY plane because that's what I usually do. Now, we are going to start off by using a circle. So let's come up to the circle tool up here, and let's click on the origin. And then let's just drag the circle out. It doesn't matter what distance. Then let's go to the line tool up here in the top left, click on that, and then let's create a line on this side of the circle. Doesn't really matter where, but we can set dimensions for that. So let's come up to the dimension tool now, and to make this easy, let's make the circle 1 inch. Click enter. Now we have a circle that is 1 inch. This line, we don't really need to set a height for it because this is going to be used as an axis for us. So I can set the distance of how far away from the circle it will be, but the rest doesn't really matter. So I'm going to make this about 1.5 inches. Actually, let's make that 3. I feel like that might be easier. I'm going to finish sketch now, and we have this drawing right here. The next thing that we're going to want to do is come up to the left top right here and come over to Coil. It's going to be under the Create tab, and click on that. And now it's auto-selecting this profile for us, but if it doesn't, make sure it's highlighted blue under here for select profiles, and then click on our profile. Then we can go to the next option, axis, click on that, and then pick our axis. Now over here you can see that there are 2 arrows pointing. You can click on this to reverse the direction that our coil is going to go. I'm going to keep it with what it was before because I don't want to mess things up. Now, if we go down to the behavior tab, we can see that there's a method section right here. And this is going to have 4 options for us to determine how we want to set our coil. I'm going to go to pitch and revolution first of all, and let's start with this. Now, these are preset values, they don't mean anything. I'm going to change the pitch to 1 and show you guys something. Actually, this as well. So let's go to pitch, and now 1 is equal to 1 inch. This point right here and this point right here, there's a 1 inch gap between them now. If I change the pitch to 2, then you can see that there's a 2 inch gap between there now. If I change it to 3, then it gets bigger. 4, let's go back to 1 for right now. Or let's go 2. Now, the revolution. The revolution is simply going to say how many times you want your spiral to go around itself. So right now it's going around once, so it will go to the beginning of where it is and then stop. If I go 2, then we'll do 2 revolutions. If I go 3, 4, 5, just keeps on going. Let's keep it at 3 for right now. Now, let's go to the next method option. Let's go to revolution and height. Revolution, it's going to be the same as the last option, where you can go 1, 2, 3. But the difference here is that you have a predetermined height. So right now it's at 3 inches, so this distance to right here is always going to be 3, and it's going to change how many spirals you make, depending on what revolution you put in. So I can keep on going higher and higher, and it will make more spirals in that 3 inch gap. Now, the last option for how to do this stuff is pitch and height. It's going to be the same as the last 2. The pitch is the distance between here and here, so if I set that to 1, it's going to go down. 3, 4, let's stick it at 1 right now. And the height, you can make that 2, 3, 4 inches. So there's different ways that you can make your coil. I typically go with the pitch and revolution because it's what I'm used to, but you can use whatever you'd like. So let's go to the last method that we can use here, and this one's called spiral. And spiral's a little bit different. It doesn't exactly let you do a coil, but it does do something pretty cool. So as you can see here, it makes a spiral, basically. And if you come over here to the front view, you can see that it doesn't go down at all, it doesn't coil, it just makes a spiral. And this is useful for some aspects. It's not something that I use very often, but it is nice to know about and have. And you can use pitch and revolution in this, which is going to be the same as the last ones. So if I made pitch, say 0.5 here, it will, decrease the distance between this gap right here. Now revolution, same as before. If I change that to 10, it'll make 10 revolutions around and change left and right, and it works out pretty cool. I like this a lot. Again, not terribly useful for me, but I do like when I use it. And it looks a little bit something like this. Maybe you can use it if you're modeling a stove and need the coiled top. So let's make 5 revolutions. Now the next option down here is the taper option, and this will allow you to add a angle to your coil if you want it to go inward and outward. So let's start with 10 degrees. As you can see here, it makes the coil go outward as it goes down. More drastically, you can set it at 40, and you can see what it does here. I'm just going to click OK so you guys can see this, and it will make a coil like this. So it will end up looking pretty cool. We can go back and edit this by double-clicking this coil. And if we make this a negative number, say -10, it will go inward. You can see that right here. And you can do some pretty interesting stuff with this, but I'll leave that up to you guys. And now, let's go to the rotation area. Here, you can change the direction that you'd like your coil to go, and as you can see, it will just change the direction that your coil is spinning. Now, close start and close end. Close start and close end, if I set this back to 0, you can change the flat angle and the transition angle. The flat angle is basically going to tell you how much of your circle, if you look at this from a top view, if you have this at 180, it will basically be flat and not coil downward, 180 degrees of this circle. So here, all the way to here, it will be flat. And the transition angle, right now it's 90. If I were to change this to 1, you can see that there is a difference between 1 and, let's say, 200. 200 will allow you to slowly and gradually change your angle going downward from your flat surface, and back to 1, it will be more drastic. If I was to change the revolutions to 2, for example, and let's go to revolution in height. 4, revolutions 1. We can see that if we set this transition angle to 200, it will be flat, and if we set this transition angle to 1, it will be kind of more drastic. So that's useful if you do want to make a coil and put it in somewhere. Now you can do the same thing with the close end, and this will basically do the same as the close start, but at the very bottom. So again, flat angle, you can have that at 180 degrees. You can change this to 90 if you'd like, and it will just, make it go 90 degrees flat. And then transition angle, you can set that at 1. It will just kind of change how you're doing it. Be a little bit more drastic there, opposed to the 200. Now, the last option here is the output tab. And you can change the body name. I never use this, honestly. I don't know if I ever have, really. I haven't found a purpose for it. But it could be good if you want to keep good track of all the parts that you're using. So that's about everything that you can do with the coil tool in Autodesk Inventor. Now if I click OK here, you can see it makes a coil. You can go back into this and you can make it as big as you want, say 10 inches, just for fun. You can see it adds flat edges, or surfaces near the top and bottom, because I have that turned on. If you have this sharp angle right here, you can fix that by, again, going into the transition angle. Let's just set that to 90. It'll be a little bit more smooth. And you can mess around with this and see the settings that you like. If I did, say, 3 revolutions right here, it'll look a little bit more like a coil. And yeah, just going to take some playing around with. So yeah, it's going to be the end of this video. If you guys liked, then leave a like on this video. If you have any comments or suggestions for videos you guys want made, my Instagram is going to be in the description of this video, and you can message me on there with all that stuff, or you can just leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Have a great day, and I will see you later. Goodbye.